What's up, guys? It's Brian from Hasher Hub. It's about 9:57 p.m. Eastern Time, February 15, 2018. We're coming to you with a trading video on Bitcoin. But first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you'd be so kind. And also, if you guys are on Steemit or DTube, would love if you guys were to follow us there as well. And upvote and or a re-steam would be greatly appreciated. If you guys are not on Steemit or DTube, definitely check it out. Yeah, so let's get into it. So we're looking at Bitcoin. Like I said, this is a daily chart right now, and one of the things, the reason why I want to show the daily chart right now is because we really don't look at moving averages all that much, but somebody happened to bring this up and had some questions. And what we had noticed was that today, which was actually, this candle right here, this is, the opening candle right here. Today the moving averages crossed over. So in other words, the 50 crossed below the 100. And some people this is significant. So that's the reason why I mention it. We don't use moving averages all that much with respect to cryptos. We use it more so within normal stocks and ETF type trading, and a bit in commodities as well. So it's not something I'm really going to talk too much about. Most likely not in the future. In the event that we're not really going to talk too much about it. So let's get right into it here. So let's zoom in 1 hour chart. Okay, so lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. So the market has been on an absolute tear, as we could see from right here. And I think when we had talked last, the market was kind of in this small little correction zone where we thought the market was going to correct even further. Now, normally when the market corrects after the third wave, so in other words, a fourth wave, it corrects pretty substantially, and we did not see that at all. And one of the reasons that we did not see it could be the fact that there's a ton of money coming in the market, and that any possible small little dip, they're just buying it up. And you can see that from the motive wave here. I mean, there's very short and shallow types of sell-offs, okay? And this is the largest one so far with regards to this motive wave right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to recount it. Okay, we're going to recount it. I'm going to show you how we're going to go about recounting it. Specifically, we're going to make this right here the 5th. Okay, we're going to make this right here the 3rd. Okay, we're going to take this, we're going to move it up here, and this, we're going to move it over. Okay, and this is how we are counting it for right now. And this is looking much better. Better representation of what we feel this motive wave is all about. And I've got some questions as to why I started here. And the reason why I started here is because this bottom here is higher than this right here, and I can't ignore this. It can't be ignored. Okay, there's really no other patterns that make it fit well, so I have to count this as a 1 and a 2, and this is a very large 3. And 3s can be very, very large. I mean, look at the commodity markets. The 3s can be huge, and the 5s can just be like meh, like almost nothing, and that happens a lot of times in the commodity market. So that is the way in which we're counting it right this second. Now, what I'm going to do, and I figured you guys would really appreciate this. You guys are going to want to see this because you probably don't believe I don't do anything like this. But what I'm going to do right this second, I'm going to delete these lines. I'm done with them. We're done with them. But I'm still going to leave some of these other lines up. So next, let's get into it. Oh, you know something? I'm also going to... No, I'm going to leave it up. Sorry, psych. So, I'm psych. I'm saying something from like the 80s. Anyway, I'm going to leave this green line back up here. So, let's get into the meat and potatoes about what's going on right here. as we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This level right here, the 10,000 level, we broke through it. This is a very mental level, just for the sake that we are humans, and humans are mental. Some not such great ways, but a lot of them in very good ways. But mental in the sake that we're psychological beings, and 10,000 just means something to us. And you could see specifically here, it meant something to us. Okay, this is a 1 hour chart again. You zoom in, you're going to see more of it. We still have this support line here of about 9,500, and so what do we think possibly could happen? If this really is the 3, and this is 4, and this is 5, then we're going to have on a larger wave, we're expecting a larger correction. Okay. A larger wave, we're expecting a larger correction. So similar to the way in which we counted this wave right here, where the 3 ends here, and we have the largest correction so far being at the end of the 3rd wave. Okay, then and then it ran up. We're doing the similar type thing here. Now, the 3rd wave correction is not the largest out of all the corrections. Usually the 5th wave tends to be the most protracted and long, and et cetera, et cetera. But the 3rd wave is, I said, a very close second as far as the length and the severity of corrections within waves. The 2 wave is usually one of the smallest. So now I'm going to show you a little bit more about the way in which we start measuring. The way in which we start measuring things. And what we're going to do is we start using Fibonacci retracement. Did I even click on the right thing? No, I did not. Fibonacci retracement. Okay, where were we? Sorry, my son came downstairs for a second. We were talking about Fibonacci, right? So measuring, yeah. Let's try to measure. So one of the things we like to do to kind of eyeball, are we measuring things correctly, is utilizing Fibonacci, right? So if we look at the Fibonacci retracement for a second here, right, and we just go ahead and we eyeball this real quick. I'm not sure if I'm exactly 1 for 1 on the bottom, but I'm pretty close, and the top pretty close. Okay, so what has happened here? So we want to see that some of these retracements, especially the larger ones, okay, like the 3 to the 4, which is usually one of the larger ones, has retraced to a number that kind of makes sense Fibonacci-wise, and it did. Okay, the 0.382, which is really not a large sell-off at all. I mean, when it gets to like 50%, it would be considered starting to become a larger sell-off, to say the least. But a 38.2% is respectable. It's not 23.6, but still, it's definitely respectable. I'm sorry, it's not as shallow as 23.6, but it's definitely respectable as far as a sell-off is concerned. But it's still showing that there's a lot of bullish sentiment. But you could see that but from this top right here, you could see that there was this, this sell-off right here to the 0.382. So that kind of makes sense, right? That kind of makes sense that this all kind of matches up. And then the next thing I want to go ahead and I want to do is, so where could this thing possibly end up, right? And maybe, where's the top? We keep on reaching for the top over and over. Another tool we like to use is the extension, Fibonacci base extension. And we use it like this, okay? Let me get in. Okie dokie. Boom. So right now we're landing directly on a level as per the Fibonacci's. Okay, literally right on the level. This is 10,299. That's what Fibonacci says, and right now the market's 10,229. Okay, so pretty damn close. It doesn't really get much closer than that. And this is based on based on this tool right here. Okay. Fibonacci extension, which is, you know, a common thing that's used all over the place. So these are two ways in which we like to use Fibonacci's, you know, with regards to measuring the movements to see, you know, where are we, and is what we're seeing with regards to the size of the waves actually make sense from a Fibonacci perspective, because Fibonacci is actually something that's actually, you know, that all markets go ahead and adhere to. So and Elliott wave theory 100% adheres to it. And we come out with our tutorials, you'll see how you know, Fibonacci is used all throughout Elliott wave theory. And so these are like two simple ways that we go about it. So I become more comfortable that this is now a top. Now, where could we come down possibly from here? Okay, if this is like a top, you know, okay, could it run a little bit more? It totally could run a little bit more, but you know, I do believe we're getting close to top type ranges. Where could it run down now if it's going to have a correction? Well, yeah, obviously 9,500 is an obvious one. Okay, another one would be the top of this trend channel right here. Okay, another one would be the level 10,000 itself. Okay, now level 10,000 itself is right in the middle of all this congestion right here. Right in the middle of it. So it could be a pretty strong number. It doesn't show that it's like super strong right here. I mean, the market definitely said, hey, you know, we're at 10,000. Holy crap. Excuse my language, but you know, we're here, guys. We just made it. We're back down to, you know, 5 digits, back up to 5 digits. And you see here, it, you know, boom, boom, went underneath, up, test it again, test it again. Okay, so it definitely respects it, no doubt. It tried to make a run for it right here. Okay, so it definitely respects it, no doubt. But I don't see the same type of historical level for 10,000, you know, with regards to it being a top, a significant top, or a significant bottom some time ago. So, you know, 10,000, while it definitely could be a support zone, my next support zone would be somewhere around here. Okay, I don't pick this bottom right here because this bottom right here also happens to be right here too, right? So it's the same thing. But there is definitely some sort of congestion going on here. So I'm just going to draw a line, and I'm just going to eyeball it. Let's just eyeball it like this. And this comes out to, sorry, clicked on the wrong thing, about 9,852. So let's just call it 9,850. That could possibly be a support level. Alrighty. So when could this possibly happen? Who knows? And what type of correction could it be? It could be ABC, it could be some sort of triangle, it could be all sorts of different things. And as far as, you know, where could it possibly go from here? Yeah, you know, 11,000 definitely could be a level. 11,000, we start running into all sorts of other congestion as well. But we will do a very similar analysis to what we have just done before, when we start correcting. So maybe what we should also do, let's draw this real quick. Let's see, I haven't drawn this, so it's not tested. I really should prepare for these more so. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So according to this, if we take the bottom right here, and let's say that this is the top right now. All right, according to Fibonacci, a level of 9,291, let's call it 9,300, is a significant retracement level. Now that's kind of nice, actually. It coincides directly with, you know, kind of these tops right here. Actually, the secondary top pretty much falls right on top of it. Anything else? Oh yeah, would you look at that? Also right here. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty significant level, 9,200 and 9,300 is a level, 9,300. And so yeah, I mean, that's something we should also kind of keep an eye on, 9,300. So yeah, all these lines here, I'm not going to draw that one, but you know, it is definitely a significant level coming off this major bottom right here, assuming that this is a top. So let's keep an eye on it. Let's see if it is a top, if it's not a top, and we will take it step by step from there. Speak to you soon, and happy trading.